USL Championship opening weekend brought to you by UC Davis Health. Sacramento Republic FC playing host to the El Paso Locomotive. Good evening and welcome to Heart Health Park. I'm Rob McAllister, and with me is former MLS and Republic midfielder Adam Moffat. Well, 2021 was the best in Locomotive's short history with 18 wins and a division crown. In 2022, El Paso returns most of its core and believe it has what it takes to repeat last year's regular season success. Sacramento, meanwhile, with a complete overhaul, Adam, and they have a championship aspirations in sight. This after just missing the playoffs a season ago.
For the Republic, a massive revamp from last season means we'll see a lot of new faces tonight. But the consensus within the locker room is that they have the balance of attitude, desire, and quality that's needed to have a great season. Nick Ross, Lee Desmond, Jack Gurr, a few of the new names we'll be seeing this evening. And I know for a fact that we want to come out and show this crowd that they mean business this season.
Well, it's going to be a big test here tonight for both clubs. Maybe the best midfields in all of USL on display tonight here at Heart Health Park. It's Sacramento, it's El Paso, and it's coming up next.
This is the look of a little girl with big dreams, but only one last hope. A girl whose organs were shutting down as she was growing up. A girl who finally found her spotlight when she found her specialist. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012. Because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
This is the look of a woman who fought cancer for years with no answers. A woman who bravely championed her own health and found a doctor who'd do the same. A woman whose ending was rewritten when she found remission. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
Short history with 18 wins and a division crown. In 2022, El Paso returns most of its core. And here we go from Heart Health Park in Sacramento. A beautiful 60-degree evening for this contest between the Locomotive and Republic. Let's get to our matchup tonight, brought to you by Western Health Advantage. One of the newcomers. We got plenty to choose from, but this kid has the potential to be one of the best in the USL, according to Mark Briggs, Douglas Martinez.
Delighted to have him in the Republic colors this year. He's a guy you will see tonight. He is a handful. He doesn't make it easy for defenders, and he certainly knows where the back of the net is.
Got a goal in the last preseason match against Monterey Bay, hoping to replicate that here tonight against El Paso. One of the rising stars, not only in the USL Championship, but all of the country has been Diego Luna, but this guy has been a big reason of their success as of late. Sebastian Velasquez, you're a guy to keep an eye on tonight.
He do. Great experience, and anytime he gets the ball, if you give him time, you give him space, you are going to be in for a long night.
Sacramento starting 11. Let's take a look. A 4-3-3 for Mark Briggs. And as this Republic lineup goes, much different from what we've seen, but a couple familiar faces. Matt LaGrassa, Rodrigo Lopez are back in their uniform.
Yes, fans will be delighted to see Rodrigo Lopez back, and then the local guy, Matt LaGrassa, too.
And for El Paso, we'll see what they end up going with. New coach this year, more of a 4-4-2, a diamond last year. See if they'll continue that with much of the same roster. And that's the number 15. We were teasing about Diego Luna, a fantastic player. He could be all fireworks as well tonight.
Yeah, you got to watch out for him. They have a really strong lineup we saw last year, but they've added a couple of new players this year, and they're going to have a strong year.
And also, that number 1, Evan Newton, coming back to Sacramento. His first appearance in 5 years since playing with the Republic those many years ago. Our referee tonight is Elton Garcia. And you're going to look at Mark Briggs in his 3rd year of the Sacramento Republic. And he's seen a change here with this roster, hoping he can take them all the way. The expectations are high for both of these clubs tonight. What a matchup in week 1, Adam, to get with Sacramento, El Paso. This is going to be a good one here in this USL Championship opening weekend. First kick, and here we go from Hart Health Park. Sacramento already feeling the press from El Paso. And we heard from John Hutchinson, the new head coach from El Paso, said what they can expect. They like to press high. They want to keep possession. And I think we're going to redo this whole thing all over again. No, instead here. So quick start here for El Paso, a foul in the midfield. But what can we expect from both these sides tonight? We have very dynamic, very talented midfields for both sides.
They do, and what you got to watch out for El Paso, Locomotive strong in the midfield. Richie Ryan, you give him time and space. And on the flip side, Rodrigo Lopez, as he gets the ball right there. But what they have is outlets. Both of them have outlets. You'll see Sanupi and Francois on El Paso. They'll stay wide. Guys like Richie Ryan, Sebastian Velasquez will try and find their feet as quickly as they can. And for Sacramento, it's a little bit different. They don't have the speed in those wide areas, but they have talent with Emil Cuello on the right-hand side, Rodrigo Lopez on the left. Kind of inverted wingers. They can come inside and they can make things happen.
So Emil Cuello, Dan Casey, Luis Felipe, and Carlos Aldana, 4 players coming back from a season ago. Other than that, it's a completely new roster. Some familiar faces like we talked about. Rodrigo Lopez and Matt Lagrossa, who last played here in 2016. It'll be a throw for Sousa, or excuse me, for Ferdy Sosa out of the Republic of Congo, 31 years of age, but had a really good year with Union Omaha. And Todd Donovan and Mark Briggs saw something to him, and they really like him as an option along this back line. He can play a lot of positions for Mark Briggs' side. Emil Cuello with the step, quick turning. Here's Felipe looking for Douglas. Little quick touch again, and a little heavy. You see some guys trying things. They're trying to get the ball forward. You see Douglas making moves. You see Cuello getting into that final third. Yeah, here comes the press from Sacramento. What's it like that first game? I'm imagining that your heart rate's pumping. It's a little bit higher than maybe week 7 that comes along. You're just so amped after playing preseason and having that whole winter off. How do you calm yourself? How do you get yourself in the right frame of mind?
Well, there's a lot of pressure. Obviously, it's the first home game of the season, and these players want to get off on the right foot in front of the magnificent fans out here tonight. You just got to remember, it's just the game. You don't want to be overhyped and maybe get yourself an early yellow card. Maybe I've done that in the past. But these guys, they've put the work in preseason, so now's the time to get it going.
So here is Mark Briggs out of Wolverhampton, England. And coach the Real Salt Lake's Real Monarch side. Coach of the Year 2017, back for his 3rd season. And a big reason he wanted to come back was to prove himself here in Sacramento. Felt like the last 2 years were not exactly what he wanted to see. Here's Maris trying to send a cross in. Rodrigo 2 ahead. And for Mark Briggs, he said he wanted to put his personality and his stamp on a team and felt like he needed to find a way to do it. Sanupe trying to turn the corner. Sosa, good defending, able to track back. Grant likes it. Nice touch from Roro. Nick Ross playing it forward. Here's Emil Cuello. Cuello on the left side. He's got help to his right. Cuello's going to go, and he'll be snuffed out inside of that 18. Coming back to track. Decently done by Andrew Fox. Big collision, Felipe. How about the midfield now? You have Luis Felipe, Matt LaGrassa, and Nick Ross. Felipe's got some help now this year. He really is the guy getting stuck in defensive mindset for most of the year. But here you've got two guys that can do a little bit of both. LaGrassa and Ross can go forward. But how does that pairing in the back really help Luis Felipe this year?
It may. You see Francois here on the break. You got to watch for him when he gets in that kind of space. But what it does for Luis Felipe is we saw him contribute plenty of goals last year as well. Not something we expected, but maybe for him, with Matt LaGrassa sitting there a little bit more, it gives him more of an option to go forward. We've seen him strike that ball, some good late runs into the box. So hopefully that frees him up to maybe get even more goals than he did last year.
Here's Sosa playing this ball forward for Douglas. And just a step offside. Well, El Paso has had the advantage here. This is the 5th meeting between these two sides. And the first 4 times these two teams have met, it has been all El Paso. They have all 4 wins in this series, have outscored Sacramento 8-1 away, 2-1 here at Heart Health Park. So when you look at this matchup and what it means for Sacramento, this is a team that's had the Republic's number over the years.
They have, and coming into a game and you know that those little stats are against you, you want to be, as a player, you want to be the guy who changes that. It's like that's a different unit, that's a different team. We start afresh tonight, and that's the attitude these guys will have getting on the field here.
There's Diego Luna, the 18-year-old rising star, U.S. Youth National Team, U20. An interesting hearing from John Hutchinson, and he said, you know, we're lucky to have him. We're actually surprised we still have him. We can't believe that he's in uniform. He said, we'll take him as long as he is here. He's got such talent, and he said the ceiling is as high as Diego Luna's ceiling he wants it to be, which is really incredible to think that the talent of this young 18-year-old here.
Yeah, he's going to be fun to watch. Keep an eye on him, number 15. Stocky frame, but he's got great footwork and a tenacity that's almost unmatched in the USL for an 18-year-old.
Take a look at John Hutchinson there, taking over for Mark Lowry. Here's a ball from deep, and it's stopped by Carlos Saldana. Here's the follow-up and just misses frame from Diego Luna. What a strike from distance from El Paso, unafraid. An outstretched Saldana able to parry it away. And there is Luna waiting on the doorstep, just not able to punch it home.
That was a great hit. I think it was it Fox that hit that one? And it was Saldana got hands behind it, and Luna is just the wrong side of the post. And Sacramento can count themselves fortunate that that ball went just over the head of Sanupi there. He would have had a free header right into the back of the net.
So it remains scoreless in the first save of the evening. So John Hutchinson taking over from Mark Lowry, and he said the previous staff did a wonderful job. We're not trying to reinvent this foundation here. We're just trying to give these guys a little bit more freedom to play, figure out, you know, what they do best, and see if they can impose their will on other teams. I mean, here's a team that first 3 seasons in existence, they've gone to 2 Western Conference Finals, an early exit last year, but a great regular season. This really is one of the underrated teams. And here is a cut down Sanupe, and we will have an early penalty kick coming, and a yellow card also handed out, and a big opportunity for El Paso in the 8th minute. And it looks like Dan Casey with the late tackle, and Sacramento putting El Paso in a really good position to get the first one on the board.
It's Sanupi's the man who's onto it. He's just on the back shoulder of Lee Desmond, and as the ball kind of ricochets around, he's quick to it, and Dan Casey just stretches out, and it's right on the edge of the box. It's questionable whether it's in the box, but the referee's given the penalty kick, and what a great opportunity here for the experienced Richie Ryan to put his team up by 1 in the 8th minute.
Here's a chance. Richie Ryan, the 37-year-old Irishman who had 25 appearances for this team in 2021, and it's his yet another season in El Paso for Richie Ryan, and is captain of this squad over the last several seasons. Where's Carlos Saldana, the goalkeeper, in his 8th start for Sacramento, able to take it away, and it's denied at the line. Carlos Saldana saying no, sir, to Richie Ryan, and the crowd is fired up here at Heart Health Park.
Massive momentum switch right there. You go behind the goal in the 8th minute, and you might be in for a long night, and Carlos Saldana steps up to it, and here we go. Sacramento's going up the other end straight away.
Look at this combination play, a little too heavy from Gurr, but you love to see the quick movement From Roro to Ross, out to Gurr, running that right wing. And Sacramento nearly got one right back. What a denial from Carlos Saldana. Joined in September of last year. Started training with the team early in the season. They brought him in after some injuries to goalkeepers. And just like that, he comes up in a massive way early on here in week 1 in 2022.
Dan Casey will be delighted as well. That's the one you just go straight up to the goalie and thank him. And big save. I think it's off his shin as he's diving towards the corner. Not the best penalty kick Richie Ryan's taken. And thankfully for the Republic, it's still 0-0.
And again, here's Cristiano Francois to the corner, sliding in. Sanupe can't keep his feet, and Sacramento catching another break.
We have a flag up the other end. I don't know if that would have even counted, but Sanupe should have just been putting the ball in the back of the net. He slips, ball doesn't go in, and then you'll see the linesman on the other side of the field had his flag up. I don't know if the ball was out already in the build up to that play, so would not have counted, but that was a glorious opportunity. And once again, you see how dangerous Sanupe and Cristiano Francois are.
And the pace has been lethal so far for El Paso, able to get in behind quickly.
And for El Paso, you see right there, Sebastian Velasquez laying it off to Diego Luna. And once again, Francois through.
The flag is up. It will be offside, but here's a big advantage for this El Paso team coming to week 1. A lot of games together now. You have the Maras, the Lunas, the Ryans, the Velasquez now spent a couple of seasons together, and it's showing here the combination already working early in this part of the year. That's typically not the case for Sacramento. They're still trying to work out a few things, get on the right page. And Mark Briggs said, you know, he's been really happy to this point to see how they've come along, but there is going to be some learning curve here just to get to know guys. And now we're facing a top club. You're going to be tested right away.
Especially, as you mentioned, a lot of these players have played together for El Paso. Yes, you have Francois and Sanupe coming in, but for the most part, it's ambitious by Evan Newton.
And look at Lee Desmond. That is the brilliance we'll see from that center back this year out of Dublin, Ireland. 27 years of age, big time player, Irish Premier League champion. I mean, this guy brings a big pedigree, and really happy to see him in the starting 11 here tonight. LaGrassa, and there's a foul in the open field as Diego Luna goes down.
But the way El Paso have lined up, they don't have a traditional number 9, you know, that striker. Sebastian Velasquez, who's playing there with his back to goal, so he's not going to win flick-ons. He can hold it with his feet a little bit, but they're looking to spring those guys, Francois, Sanupe, any opportunity they can. And that's why this team's a little bit more dangerous than they were last year, because I don't think they had as much of a threat. You had Solignac up front, who can put the ball in the back as well. He's just not available tonight, but watch out for El Paso if they can continue creating opportunities like they have in the first 12 minutes here.
El Paso, 18 wins, first place in their division, 64 points in 2021. Meanwhile, for Sacramento, it was a tough go, 36 points, 8-12-12, and hoping to rectify that and get back to the winning ways. And this club went through a tremendous overhaul from front to back, and the interviews that Todd Donovan and Mark Briggs went through, they wanted not only guys who could play, but they wanted some high character quality guys. And just hearing some of the stories already out of Palm Springs, those early training sessions for preseason, this is a group that's already clicking, and it's really great to see. Let's see if they can put it all together on the pitch as well. Desmond, Ross, and just a bit too heavy. It'll be a throw for El Paso along the Republic bench. How about Chiffon John Brown, 27-year-old, getting into the starting 11. Here is a guy who was a trialist, paid his own way to come in, try to prove himself. And I mean, John Hutchinson said this guy's earned his starting spot. We talked a couple days, he wasn't quite sure if he would start, but he was basically leaning into the idea that we could probably expect him at the right back position. And what a great story. Just a belief in yourself and to find your way onto the pitch here in week 1.
It is, and to put that gamble on yourself, you know, to pay for his own airfare or getting out to El Paso just for a trial, and to then go and produce and show that you have value, you're going to add value to the team, and that's the kind of desire you want from a player. And John Hutchinson really spoke highly of him, and here he is starting tonight.
Out wide to Sinupe. And John Brown does have some time with their national team, Grenada national team. 29 appearances, 4 goals, and he's the guy who can play up a little more forward. Here's a through ball and let it go, and Diego Luna is able to stay on side. That's Velasquez now. Velasquez cutting back to his left, trying to look for his left foot, goes down low, and it's Carlos Saldana with another stop. 2 saves on the night from the 25-year-old out of Vallejo.
Actually, his 3rd. Remember that penalty kick save?
You
forgot that one already, Rob?
That's right.
But that's what Sebastian Velasquez, you give him time and space in the box, and it's almost like the ball's glued to that left foot of his. He can shake off anyone, and fortunately for Sacramento, he doesn't get enough purchase on that, and it's comfortable enough for Saldana. 3rd save of the night already.
Our Citizens Business Bank replay of the evening. Danny Vidiello was also brought in, former goalkeeper of the year. I mean, Golden Boot winner. This guy has a heck of a resume. And Mark Briggs said, you know, both these guys eventually started at 0. We wanted to see, you know, where that competition would lead. And to Carlos Saldana's credit, worked his way into the lineup end of last year, made 7 starts. And then here he is, week 1, able to win the starting job. A lot of credit to Saldana, who really has come out of nowhere. I mean, did some training in Mexico, but has not had a starting position like Danny Vidiello, who really was probably the top goalkeeper out on the market, maybe other than Evan Newton, who wasn't really out on the market. He came from a on loan deal from Vancouver and MLS. Similar
Siobhan John Brown, where it's a guy who's getting an opportunity of getting in a professional environment and grasping it with both hands and not letting it go. And you see he's come up big already so far tonight.
Well, the boys in Old Glory Red go on the road for the first time this season to take on SoCal rival San Diego Loyal. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock, Torero Stadium. And we will have the call for you, Adam and I.
See Jack Gurr's the man with the throw-in right here, and watch for him tonight. He loves those late runs. They haven't been able to find them so far, but he has got an incredible engine on that in that right back position. Loves to get forward, will get back in. You won't miss anything defensively. Loves getting stuck in for a challenge, so keep an eye on him operating on that right-hand side.
Last play in the Scottish Premier League, Aberdeen played with Atlanta United 2 before that. And Roro takes the soft foul, and yeah, that's just a veteran move there by Roro. Good to see Rodrigo Lopez back in this uniform. In the preseason he has had, Mark Briggs says, I haven't coached this Roro before. Completely different player. Now, there was a lot going on with COVID. I think we didn't really take into account with a lot of players how much they had to deal with off the pitch, especially with all the restrictions in school. You know how that was going with trying to keep kids educated. So I don't think, you know, for Roro, he just did not like the way that he left. He didn't, obviously, that was not the Roro we saw in 2020. This preseason, 4 goals already. He's had a couple of assists. He looks fit. He looks incredible. He's leading this team right now. I think he's due for another standout season like he had with RGV a year ago.
It looks like it. He's definitely putting in the work. He's not shying away from that. And what I've loved the few times I've gone to practice, he's leading by example. They're doing fitness runs, and you know, he's the oldest guy out there, but he's up front. He's pulling the young guys along, and Mark Briggs spoke about it. It's a different Roro, and it's a different time from 2 years ago, and it's a different environment. Like you see, there's so much goes into it. It's not just solely on the field. When you have a family like he does, there's other things, other factors that play into it. So I am really excited to see him back, and he's going to have a great year. I just know it.
And Nick Ross, you know, said, you know, got to see him against RGV in those matches when he was with El Paso, but he said this is just to get to see him every single day. You have a different appreciation for Rodrigo Lopez. And of course, here in Sacramento, we've seen some of the best. But you know, here it's a guy we sort of forget, played in Liga MX after leaving Sacramento, has played in MLS. And so here's a guy who's Got an incredible resume. I think it's a really good time to have him back with this type of team here. Here's Nick Ross, has a little bit of space, fighting Gurr. Open room, here's Jack Gurr from distance, off the crossbar. Oh, heartbreak. An unbelievable strike from the Newcastle native. The 26-year-old coming in. You said wait for those runs, Adam. There we got one right there. And he was just waiting for it, inches away from the game's first goal.
Oh, Evan Newton had no chance. If that's a foot lower, Jack Gurr is opening up here, and the crowd would have went wild on that. And we spoke about it. He's going to add stuff in the attack this year. It's not all about just being a right back. He will join the attack. Here's another opportunity here.
Roro's playing it forward, looking for Douglas. He scored on a turn like that in preseason against Monterey Bay. Maybe just a bit unselfish there. I think I want Roro to take that. Sosa staying strong. Nick Ross has got room. Nick Ross waiting for Quayle. And Quayle has some pressure from behind. Gets tangled up. Look at this footwork from Emil Quayle. Crowd loving it. Still fighting. Loose ball. And it's going free. It's going to move forward for Lasquez. Somebody grab a hold of it. Francois now, that left side. Going against Gurr. Playing it back to Luna. And El Paso will slow it down to Richie Ryan. Both teams have threatened here in the first 20 minutes of play. Played it forward again. Opportunity, cross coming. There's a tended for Velasquez. And it will be a corner kick. Look at Coyo and this just effort. Unbelievable.
And he's got fantastic footwork. You'll see getting out of tight space there, like dancing on. That's a little Scottish dancing there. He might have some Scottish blood in him. I think he's Argentine, but yeah, that's crafty. And he's another guy who's had a fantastic preseason, and I know people are excited to see what he's going to do this year.
It'll be an outswinging ball here for El Paso. Lifted back post. This will sail a bit. Wind blowing toward the north stance. This ball bouncing around. Look at Sosa. He's able to get really physical with Diego Luna tonight. It's paying off. Pushing guys. He just is a motor that continues to run. Ball played into the corner a bit heavy for Francois. Jack Gurr just shoved to the ground.
It's been a better last 5 minutes for Sacramento. They've been able to control the ball a little bit more, getting in the attack, and we saw Jack Gurr obviously with that shot off the crossbar, and then Nick Ross had the opportunity maybe take a shot from the top of the box and elected to pass it, but better. The first 15 minutes it was a little bit too open. Opportunities were coming for El Paso.
Well, I know the style of play for Sacramento, more of a 4-3-3. They want to see guys really start to interchange a lot more and make those runs that come in from behind. I think we saw exactly a perfect example of that, where you're not able to get up front to Douglas Martinez or a Quayle, then you have a Jack Gurr who's able to get some free looks at it. Francois again. This has been trouble all evening for Sacramento. Francois will take a shot. It's deflected off of Dan Casey. We saw that time and time again in 2020. LaGrassa battling along that right side, but I'll tell you what, the speed of Francois and Sinupe, it has been something to see here tonight. And flag goes up offside. And the flag goes down, so the play will continue. Here's an opportunity. Saldana, and this one nearly sneaks past. Everyone confused. There was a flag up. Velasquez was on the ground. I'm not really quite sure. I think we're lucky not to have seen a goal here as El Paso just continued to go on. That was much closer, and again Saldana getting a mid on it. Republic FC matches are the perfect place to make lifelong memories with your friends and family. Your group of 10 or more can enjoy discounted seating, a photo on the field, and more. Visit sacrepublicfc.com/group tickets. And Dan Casey getting a warning from Elton Garcia saying no more. And I think this might be it for Sebastian Velasquez. And that's a pretty big loss. I mean, here's a guy, MLS pedigree. Mark Briggs had him, really tried to get him to Sacramento here. And 31 years of age, he's really a spark in the locker room for this El Paso team. And now one of your better players already out 24 minutes in.
That's tough. You've seen a little glimpses of what he can do early on, and that's never how you want to end the first game if he cannot continue. But it's a big loss for them. He's not only is he a leader on the field, you know, he's a leader in the locker room, like you spoke about, and that's a big loss for them.
I don't know if he turned an ankle or is this a muscle thing, but the way he's hobbling, and so we'll see the change comes here, and it might be Zacharias. So Ricardo Zacharias will come in for Velasquez, and that is not a good sign already without Solignac and Gomez, and now another third player. He just kind of hobbled on his knee, or it looks like right before. I think there was no contact there, which
those are never great, and you just see as Dan Casey blocks that shot and no one around them. Yeah, it's unfortunate to see that. You always want to see the good players on the field, and for Velasquez going off, that's not great.
And he's such an exciting player, and obviously he's had his ups and downs throughout his career, but man, he has found a home here in El Paso, and I think John Hutchinson just giving a word of encouragement. It's going to be a tough week one for Sebastian Velasquez and this El Paso team. So Ricardo Zacharias is the 26-year-old who will come in and will be asked to fill quite a hole. Just one goal in 2021 for this El Paso team. Ryan able to get it through, not able to find a teammate, however. And look at, here comes Luna already trying to press. Saldana got him to slip up. Here's that quick first step again, Francois and company. Maris back to Francois. Francois angling and has a couple good looks already tonight. Moving forward to the top it goes. Here's play to the right. Here's Sinupe! And the game's first goal in the 27th minute. Emmanuel Sinupe, his first in a uniform with the El Paso Locomotive. And it comes on a big rebound after momentum seemed to be going the other way. And El Paso with the game's first goal.
He's been threatening, he's been dangerous all night, him and Francois, and it's a great finish right into the roof of the net, and there's not much Carlos Sandania can do on that. And we see right here just Dylan Mayer's driving, and then Luna we spoke about. It's a great combination, and he's caught that one well. Sinupe, he's been threatening.
Played in lower division in England for the last couple of years. Tottenham Hotspur Academy player, and this guy, a lot of talent. Will be 25 here in a couple of weeks. And I'll tell you what, his pace has been really a problem for Sacramento tonight, and able to break through, and Carlos Saldana not able to save that one. How does Sacramento respond here?
Just getting some more sustained pressure. We've seen the ball. They haven't really had enough of it. And, you know, obviously El Paso's pressure's coming high. But if they can get more into the feet of Douglas Martinez, he hasn't seen too much of it. Maybe he can hold it up, and then he can link up that play with Nick Ross and Emil Cuello. But they just haven't seen enough of the ball so far.
Luis Fipe giving chase. Gurr pushing Francois back. Francois, the Haitian, came over from Miami FC, led their team to the first playoff appearance ever in that club's history with 11 goals a season ago, hoping to make a big impact with El Paso in 2022.
He might be familiar to some Republic fans as well. Spent a little bit of time at Reno a couple years back, and a few of the games we watched, he was always a handful. And just as you've seen tonight, he wants to get on the ball, he wants to drive at people, and that hasn't changed.
6 goals, 7 assists in 2020 with Reno, and USL's all second team. I mean, you think about maybe some of the pieces El Paso lost, but some of the pieces they've added here are quite impressive. Seems like Sinupe is so quick, he's having a hard time staying on his feet at time, and he brings down Rodrigo Lopez. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at SelectSupportAmerica.com. Select League's choice, player's choice. Public looking to switch the field here. Cuello, little cheeky move here. Cuello trying to play it. Nobody on that backside and just chested back down from John Brown to Evan Newton. Cuello on that front step tonight. He's looked really good so far. Hopefully he can get one in behind this defense. And how about Evan Newton coming back? The 33-year-old 2018 Golden Glove winner with Cincinnati, and he has had a heck of a career in USL. 50 shutouts, 478 saves. That's best all time in the USL Championship. Technically on loan from Vancouver in MLS.
33 years old. I remember him. He was a rookie. When his first year was at Houston Dynamo, when I was there, he was just a little baby face. Now he's got babies. You know, it's funny to see, and what a fantastic career he's had. He's a guy who's just put the work in and rewarded. That's going to look like a yellow card coming up here.
Andrew Fox. It's going to be Paete. Take a look at it again. And there's, Paete just holding him down. But hey, sometimes that's the way you got to play Douglas Martinez. So, second yellow card handed out tonight. The first was Dan Casey. Martinez gets a step on you in the open field. It's almost lights out, and I think he made a choice there. I think you've had to make that choice a time or two.
Me too, and that's probably the right decision. As you say, you don't want to be chasing him there.
Laser of a ball, just missed over the top. Douglas waiting on that back post. Good defending by El Paso to break that up. Quickly back into Felipe. Felipe maybe trying to earn a corner here. And it will be a goal kick instead. Evan Newton spent 2 years with Sacramento and helped lead to the 2016 regular season West title, and then the 2017 semi-final playoff run. I think that was against the Real Monarchs, I believe, at Rio Tinto. And they went to PKs, and Evan Newton came up big. So Sinupe goal is the difference so far in this first half of play. 30 minutes in so far. What do you like from both teams and what you've seen?
For El Paso, it has to be this man right here on the ball, Francois, and the guy who put the ball in the back of the net, Sinupe, who he's looking for right here.
Good defending from Sosa. Sosa and Sinupe going back up. Look at Sosa right back up on his feet, able to get possession for Sacramento. The crowd loving what they're seeing from number 12 here. Too easy of a turnover here for Sacramento after all that effort to get it back.
That's one you'd expect Rodrigo Lopez to make. He's put in some great work so far, and I saw his face. He was disappointed at it, and that's not something he's trying to make a 70-yard pass, which is so hard, but something we're accustomed to. Here's Sinupe again.
Sinupe looking for the corner and sprays it out wide, but that first step is just deadly. And it's interesting because you have Sosa and Desmond and Casey and Gurr. This is the first time all four of them have been on the pitch at the same time in a regular match. So Sinupe able to break free once again. Carcelodown, you have it his hands full already tonight. We knew this was going to be a big challenge coming in for Sacramento. El Paso, one of the best in all of USL a season ago. So for Sacramento, what have you liked so far?
We've seen low glimpses of Jack Gurr getting forward, trying to get on the ball. Douglas Martinez, again, hasn't had enough to his feet. So I think that's what they have to try and hit him in his feet more and then play off of him. But it's been tough. It's been tough with you know, the amount of the ball that El Paso has had and just how quickly they can release that. That kind of puts in the back of Jack Gurr, Sosa's mind, I can't go forward, because if I do go forward, these guys are going to be hitting me. So I definitely know Mark Briggs will be looking to address those issues if they can get into halftime here.
Big matchup next week for El Paso as they welcome New Mexico United to town. It will be on ESPN Deportes at 5 o'clock Pacific. And what a big matchup between those two teams. Martinez trying to pressure. Look at this, quickly back in from Cuello. I love the pace of getting things back. That's been one of my biggest complaints USL Championship is the amount of time it takes to get the ball. And look what this has created now, a corner kick.
Yeah, great sense of urgency there by Emil Cuello, and he's given his team a corner kick. Rodrigo Lopez taking here. It might look a little bit different. He's taking this one with his left foot. That's how much talent this guy has.
Row, this one's a bit short. Felipe able to keep it back. Here's over the top. Dan Casey just can't find frame. Tough angle ball whipped right back in from Nick Ross. And I think everyone was starting to get back. Dan Casey started going back the other way. And that was a hard turn on it. But good hustle. Felipe with the step. Tried to play it back to the middle. And Richie Ryan was waiting for it.
That was a good chance for Dan Casey. He just got too much on it. Put it over the back of the net, and that was a great ball in by Nick Ross.
Look at the swarming. Nick Ross, LaGrassa, they're just on guys immediately. You feel like as this chemistry develops throughout the year, when we're talking about this in July, it's going to be even better. The errant ball.
For you, that might have been errant, but not for Siobhan John Brown. He's like, no problem. I'll just jump in there and take this on my chest.
Able to keep it in play. Roro, last season, 6 goals, 6 assists, led RGV. And I'm talking about he led that team to a Western Conference semifinals. And really the breakout player for Cabrera's side, Jack Gurr. A dart toward the middle, a little bit too high for Douglas Martinez. Desmond has to hurry. Here's Sosa. Mark maybe wanted a little bit more possession from his side here. Make El Paso work. So Daniel put it in the corner. So how about Nick Ross going against his old club? He said, you know, it's going to be strange. There's no doubt about it. And here he is, and you've gone against former clubs. What's that like? Obviously, a lot of anticipation. It's week 1. You're in a new city, but then you're going against a club you're very familiar with.
It's a weird situation, especially, you know, he had a fantastic couple years there, and it's the only club he knows here in the U.S. So he definitely has a strong bond, not only to the club, but to the city as well. His wife's from there who's moved here. So it's interesting, but you always want to go prove a point, you know, and some games I did. Some games maybe not so much. Oh, thank goodness we got rid of him. But yeah. He's such a mellow guy. We've heard he's just solid. He's consistent. It won't really faze him too much. But he will be delighted if he scores a goal.
Yeah, I think he's happy with the amount of golf courses up here. He's got a lot to experience so far. So we'll see if him on the golf course on the off days. Republic pressure, a bit relentless in last touch by Sacramento. So another goal kick here for Evan Newton. Newton, one of maybe 4 key players added to this El Paso side. Cristiano Francois, we've talked about him. Eric Cavilla, who's on the bench right now, big time player for OC from San Jose Earthquakes. And then Harry Brockback, defender. And so you added some guys, and then you look at Sanupe as part of that mix. And these are some really good additions, especially when you lost your goalkeeper and Logan Ketterer, and then Nick Ross, of course, coming to Sacramento. They were able to find some really nice pieces that have fit with this club already. They have, and
part of when we spoke to Coach John Hutchinson, it was bringing in players who not only just fit their style, but the personalities. He really put a high value on that. And Mark Briggs does the same. Are they going to fit into what we're trying to build here? And It seems so far on the field things are working. That's oof.
Sosa, what a move by Sosa. What a great ball from Rodrigo Lopez. Lopez battling. Desmond feeling the pressure, will cut back along the line there. Dump off from Felipe. And they're going to play advantage. Moving forward, Francois Cuello. This ball curling back to Sanupe. Put in the corner again for Francois. Just outside the 18 against Jack Durr. Broken up by Dan Casey, who takes a shot at that right shin. And this is a position right now they cannot afford to have anyone go down that back line with no Duke Lacroix. You have Lee Desmond, who just came back. You have a youngster in Tiago. And it looks like Dan Casey's going to be okay. Right back position, you got Jack Durr there now, but this is not a full strength lineup here. So good thing to see that Dan Casey right back up.
Connor Donovan, another one who's had a fantastic couple seasons at Oklahoma. He's unavailable tonight, but he's a big addition.
Ooh, almost a big mistake as Felipe was tracking down. Evan Newton talked about his development. He said the one thing I think I'm better at is at my feet. And as you get older, you're just a little bit more calm on the ball. That was a perfect example of that.
He had to be calm right there. Luis Felipe charging at him. It was like a rhino.
Takes a deflection. Sosa misstruck. Here's to the foot of Felipe. Felipe right back. Sosa will have to let it go. Would have been offside. Tough break for Sacramento. And now the counter coming from El Paso, broken up by Rodrigo Lopez. There's a foul, Sanupe. I think he's just a bit reckless there, and I think it's good the collision was not worse. And Sosa part of that USL League One championship team. He's showing that he deserves to be at the championship level. Ball played in the corner, a bit too heavy for Douglas Martinez. Well, don't miss a minute of action this season. Join our Republic and become a season ticket member today. Visit sacrepublicfc.com/memberships for more information about how you can join the Indomitable Club for the 2022 season. Good crowd tonight, a little cool. 50 degrees. I know that's summer and where you're from in Scotland, but this is cold out here in Sacramento.
It's a bit chilly.
Yeah, high 50s, but we had to give Nick Ross an education. We talked to him earlier. They said, look, you might be warm during warm-ups, but believe us, by halftime you'll be cold. So bring a long sleeve.
Yeah.
Collision, and it's getting a little chippy out there between these two sides. And as we near that end of the first half here, I'll tell you what, coming out of the gate, let's be honest, not everyone here is probably in peak physical condition, especially because preseason just isn't the same. And they're flying around like it's the midsummer right now. So I give a lot of credit to these guys. They're just going at 100% on both sides.
A lot of that is that adrenaline, you know, you just getting out there first game of the season, and we may see some tired legs towards the end of the second half or during the second half, but that's why you have all those substitutes as well. But you run a lot of adrenaline. You've put in months of a preseason. The off seasons, it was a long time, especially for a lot of these guys if they weren't in the playoffs. So you got to get out there and kind of get reacclimated.
Quayle back to Dan Casey. Casey's going to send this forward. Look at Evan Newton way outside his box. Here's a chase. Douglas Martinez. Newton again. He's made two a bit nervy plays, but able to send another one out of play. Quayle, he's got a little bit of room. Broken up by El Paso. A little soft from Lee Desmond here. He's going to play keep away from Zacharias. Tough news for Sacramento. We talked about Douglas Martinez being in there, and one guy we were really excited to see this year coming into preseason. He looked fit, he was in shape, and really had a good run, and of course scores a goal against the Fresno club, which is I think the Central Valley Fuego at this point in time. Injured on that play, out 4 to 6 weeks now with a sprained knee.
Yeah, Malik Foster, he showed glimpses last year. Here we go, Douglas Martinez on the breakaway. Luis Felipe's going to come up and support.
Martinez stopped by Evan Newton as it went high, and Newton just able to come with another big stop.
Great breakaway from him, and as a striker, he had no other options there than to try and get the ball on frame, and he's tested the hands of Evan Newton, but the experience we spoke about, he's not going to get beat on that one. But that's promising towards the end of the half, and I'll get his confidence going into the second half.
And I think that's the kind of play we expected to see from Martinez. He did join on loan with San Diego toward the end of the year, had made 11 appearances, but his first couple of years have been with Real Salt Lake. This taking a deflection back to Newton, a little miscommunication between public up front. And Newton will try to send this upfield. Good job by Casey there. Little flick. Trying to give chase. Here's Nick Ross giving some pressure. Nick Ross just not able to get past Paeta. And Paeta Evan Newton, but there has been a couple nervy moments for El Paso as soon as that back really breaks down.
No, it was much better by Nick Ross. He's trying to just sneak in around him, but the ball just fortunately for El Paso rolls into the hands of Evan Newton.
And Nick Ross, to me, is not that guy that you probably will remember at the end of a night. He's not flashy, probably doesn't do, but he does a lot of things really well that lead to a team success.
Yeah, he's a true team player, and he'll contribute. Here we go again.
Martinez, he doesn't have help though. Got 4 white jerseys coming to track him down and able to pick it clean from behind and drawing the foul is John Brown. And we have 3 minutes of stoppage time brought to you by Rayleigh Something Extra Rewards Programmer. Points every time you shop. Sign up today at Rayleighs.com. And Leon Martinez has MLS experience as well. Scored his first goal in the MLS's back tournament in 2020. It was in a 5-2 defeat. San Jose taking down Real Salt Lake. But then it will score a couple months later in October in a home win against Portland. And so this is a guy that, you know, really has a bright future here. And Rodrigo Lopez not loving the idea of Siobhan John Brown going down to ground, maybe trying to kill the clock here before the half. Rodrigo Lopez wants to see another crack at goal here. And so Roro said, I'll help you off. I'll help you right off the pitch.
A little inexperience there from Siobhan John Brown. If you're going to go down right in the middle of the field. Don't go to the side where someone can roll you off. And Rodrigo, there's the experience from Rodrigo Lopez saying, here, I'll help you.
A team player. Just not the help I think El Paso was looking for Maris.
No, they're down a player right now. It's only a minute, but
look at Jack Gurr. Look at that turn. Beauty.
Rodrigo Lopez is on the far side at the back post if he can get the ball to him.
Well, Gurr found him. Evan Newton tracking down. Evan Newton takes out Rodrigo Lopez, and we have a penalty kick coming for Sacramento. What a ball from Jack Gurr, and here's a troubling sight. Is Rodrigo Lopez holding his left knee. You hope it's only to maybe build up the theatrics, but Evan Newton taking out Roro, and now the legend with an opportunity to get the first goal of the Republic season.
He's made that late run at the back post, and it's reckless from Evan Newton. He's seen the ball out. I don't know where Rodrigo Lopez is going to go, and
I also don't know why. There's no way Roro's going to get to that ball. I think if you're Evan Newton, who's one of the brightest minds we've seen as a goalkeeper in a long time, that's not a play we typically see from Evan Newton. And now a couple yellow cards handed out as Roro is given one. And I think
the oldest and the youngest, I think.
Is it Luna?
Luna, Richie Ryan maybe got one, and Lopez as well.
It's getting heated here. We've talked about a cool night. Well, not on the pitch, as Roro and Ryan are now getting a talking to from Elton Garcia. right before the half. It all sort of started with that Siobhan John Brown going down right on the edge, and then Roro picking up, and it just spiraled from there.
Think about what happened. That was the right back. That was Siobhan John Brown, who was in that right back position.
Wasn't there.
And that's the area that Rodrigo Lopez exploits. And now look where he's at. He's standing on the penalty spot, ready to put this ball in the back of the net, tie it up at halftime, and give Sacramento Republic all the momentum.
We'll give the yellow cards here in a moment, but here's Rodrigo Lopez looking to tie this game. Sanupe in the 27th for El Paso. And right before the half, Sacramento has a chance here with one of the all-time greats who ever wear a Sacramento uniform. Here's Roro! Yes! 1-1 here in Sacramento.
He is back, folks. Rodrigo Lopez is back. As cool as you like, no doubt. And no one in this stadium had any doubt that was going to end any differently than it did.
What an entertaining first half of soccer here in Sacramento. Evan Newton goes out, makes contact with Roro, and Lopez with goal number 1 in his Republic career. Here, excuse me, this season, not number 1 in his career, I can tell you that. There have been plenty of those, as that is number 29 in his career in a Sacramento uniform.
Fantastic. Mark Briggs will be delighted that his team will be going into the halftime 1-1, momentum in their favor. That is a massive boost for this team.
Saldana denying the penalty, but Rich Ryan in the 8th minute. And Sanupe able to get the first for El Paso, the 49th here from Rodrigo Lopez. It's hard to believe we have another 45 to play here still, Adam. What an up and down, exciting contest this has been.
I think we're looking at 6 players on a yellow card as well, so it's definitely going to get a bit chippy. Neither team wants to lose this opening match. The ref doesn't want to call the halftime whistle either.
Couple collisions, moving toward the right, playing it off to the right side. Here's a chance, here's a cross. Saldana plays it well as Sosa able to make the play, as we do have maybe some substitutions.
Harry Brockbank was the player who came in and tried to get that ball across there.
So Brockbank into the match, and looks like he replaces Siobhan John Brown, who is now the 2nd El Paso player to be taken out of this contest. And there is the first half whistle from Elton Garcia. Sacramento clawing back his 30th USL championship goal in his time in Sacramento, 4th year here, and what a start it is. Evan Newton coming back to Sacramento, says he loves this place. He had a tough one there. This is a match that you can already feel it. It's boiling right now. 45 minutes still to play here. Crowd is amped up. Sanupe, Roro each with goals. We got another great half of action coming up. Halftime is next. Don't go away.
This is the look of a boy who had no hope of walking. A boy who had his spine rebuilt before he was born. A boy who now stays on his feet and keeps mom on her toes. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012. Because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
This is the look of a little girl with big dreams, but only one last hope. A girl whose organs were shutting down as she was growing up. A girl who finally found her spotlight when she found her specialist. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
Here, my friend, happy birthday. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday night. Irene, happy birthday. Hope you're enjoying it tonight. Julio, happy birthday to you. Matthew, happy birthday, my friend.
It is a 1-1 score at halftime here in Sacramento. Republic Locomotive. Fireworks in that first 45 minutes and some change. Well, as we kick off the 2022 season, we had a chance to sit down with club president, GM Todd Donovan, to get his thoughts on last season and his hopes for this year's squad. Let's take a look at this episode of Beyond the 90.
I was, very fortunate to be able to play this game at a high level for a long time. Ended up having a 13-year career. Was part of 5 MLS Cup championship teams, and I think that's helpful in my role because I can think like the players think. I understand what they go through. I know how hard of a job they have. Last year not making the playoffs hit us very hard. It was a little inexplicable. Seeing it happen, and with the talent that we had, there was no reason why the results ended the way they did, but that's going to happen sometimes, and ultimately it was a sign to us that we needed to shake things up pretty considerably. This offseason I worked very closely with Mark, on putting our roster together, on identifying our players, and trying to get a team together that we feel represents our club. We felt like we fell short last year, and there was a lot of changes that needed to happen, and so we turned over, a significant amount of the roster. When it all comes together, it's very exciting because you sign these guys, they're excited, and I think that's one thing that has really shown through this offseason is that we have a team of players that are absolutely excited to be in Sacramento, to play for the Republic, and to represent our badge, and that was sort of mission number 1 for us. Our goal, no question, is to be the only team left standing at the end of the season, but you can't get too far ahead of yourself. We've got a new group, we've got a lot of new faces, and we need to come together. We need to gel. We need to, grind a little bit, and it doesn't just instantly click. You have to work at it. So I think our goal in the early part of the season is to find our feet and to find our rhythm and to find out a little bit of who we are. They're athletic, aggressive players that are going to set the tone from front to back for us, and we're going to be able to get on top of teams. We're going to press them. We're going to make it difficult for teams to play against Sacramento Republic, and frankly, at Heart Health Park, our club does such a great job, of setting the stage and getting the excitement level. The fans are rowdy, they're ready to go, and we come out and it needs to be seen from the players. And I think that's a major focus for us, is our home form, our home record, and something that we need to take very seriously, and I think it's going to be a big point of emphasis for us this year.
Birmingham and all the goal scorers getting in on the action today. Legion FC, how about that?
Sebastian Doggart from distance, and he drills it! Wow, what a goal!
topics. I mean, yeah, let's talk about today we're gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Birmingham and all the goal scorers getting in on the action today. Legion FC, how about that?
Sebastian Dogard from distance, and he drills it! Wow! What a goal!
Still got 35 seconds. Oh, no, enough to Rayleigh's side down. You got it. Here we go. Come on, Isaac. Come on, Isaac. Yes, $100 to Rayleigh's. 25 seconds. Isaac, come on.
Halftime brought to you by Modelo. As the crowd here loving what they're seeing so far. A really fun match. 1-1 here at the break at Hart Health Park. Well, USL news and notes. Let's go around the league, and I'll tell you what, after 2 years, I'm excited that we are back to traditional formats out of Moffett, a West and East, a lot of different teams coming in and out. This is great.
It makes our job a little harder. You know, we're not playing the same team every week. So yeah, but fantastic. It's great to see other teams. We'll see El Paso again. We only saw them once last year. We'll get to see them again one more time. So I'm excited with that.
Couple new clubs. It's always tough to start a new club, and you never know how that's going to go. Obviously, Sacramento learned it can go really well, but for Monterey Bay, it's not going so great so far. They are down to Phoenix, and Detroit lost earlier to San Antonio. But hey, it's great to see Monterey Bay just a couple of hours away, and we're excited to see them a couple times this year. I think 3 exactly, maybe 4.
I think we do see them, maybe
Something
3 times. So. Not a bad place to go visit if you're a player, right? Go visit there.
No, I love
Detroit,
it.
We'll see Detroit also as well.
I may not show up to that game. I might be at the golf course.
You might be,
yeah. But you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So here's what we got. 27 teams now in 2 different conferences, and that is because some of the teams we know we were up over 30, I think, dropped into the MLS kind of developmental league or down into USL League One. So we had some changes with 34 matches from now until October. And interesting is now what I do like is that top seed will earn a bye. I think you should be rewarded again for what you've done over 6 months. And so top 7 teams from each conference will move on. And, you know, if you look and people who follow the league, these 2 clubs we're seeing here tonight, they are both 2 teams that people expect to be in that final 7.
Yeah, obviously Sacramento has added a few more players than El Paso needed to, but a lot of people around the league really like the looks of these 2.
USL on ESPN, Birmingham, Tampa Bay. That is tomorrow at 2 o'clock Pacific. And then, of course, the big match, El Paso, New Mexico, always a great one to tune into. San Diego, El Paso again. That's on ESPN Deportes. And Detroit and Birmingham will have their match aired on ESPN. That is April 15th, so the newcomer getting some love. Fans, good crowd here tonight, and it's a little cold. There's no doubt about it, but it's been a really fun one. You got hot cocoa. The family's out. Perfect evening in Sacramento. 1-1 at the break. Don't go away.
This is the look of a little girl with big dreams, but only one last hope. A girl whose organs were shutting down as she was growing up. A girl who finally found her spotlight when she found her specialist. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012. Because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
This is the look of a woman who fought cancer for years with no answers. A woman who bravely championed her own health and found a doctor who'd do the same. A woman whose ending was rewritten when she found remission. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
Second half is coming up. But first, we got some mini balls to throw at Sacramento. Stand on up, get make some noise. Who wants some mini balls? Come on. We gotta have some. Come on. We got a lot more left.
Welcome back to Northern California. Rob McAllister, Adam Moffett with you. And highlights. Adam, would you like to see how that all went down? I mean, there's a lot we could cover. We'll stick to the real important highlights.
Yeah.
And early on, 8th minute, you saw El Paso coming and coming and coming. Dan Casey just a step too late, and Sanupe right there, able to get that call on the edge. Richie Ryan denied by Carlos Saldana. What a stop. His first PK save in a Republic uniform.
Big stop by him, and then they come again, though. Sanupi's the man who gets on the end of this one. Luna, Mayor's involved, and Saldana doesn't have a chance on that one. It's a great finish into the roof of the net, and 1-0 El Paso. And you got to say they deserved it at that point, but this is how you end the half.
Jack Gurr with an absolute beauty over the top. Evan Newton a bit physical and questionable why he went out there. Rodrigo Lopez, number 30 in his Republic career, and it's a big one before the half. We go to the break 1-1. But biggest highlight to me was the pace that we saw, the conviction we saw from both these teams flying back and forth. El Paso looks a little bit polished right this moment. But I'll tell you what, it's been fun so far. Halftime stats, 1-1, 9 shots for El Paso, 4 on target. They had a little bit more of that possession, but 3 yellow cards handed out. That's Paeta, Newton, and Richie, 3 key guys for this club. Now, Newton will probably be safe. However, for El Paso, they've got to be a bit careful, as except they're guys who have been in the mix now, especially defensively, have to be a little bit more cautious. 2 substitutions made for El Paso at that break because of injuries, and so unfortunately Velasquez was out, and then Siobhan John Brown also taken out right before the half, which led El Paso to that 10-man, which ultimately led Rodrigo Lopez wide open in that left side.
It did, and we saw the play that kind of led up to it. Siobhan John Brown laying down right at the sideline. Rodrigo Lopez assisting him off the field, and once that player's off the field, they can't come back in. So it's a very savvy veteran move by Rodrigo Lopez, and then he obviously capitalizes on it too.
Richie Ryan slow to get back up. So keys for El Paso here in this second half.
El Paso want to continue to get the ball to the feet of Cristiano Francois and Emmanuel Sanupi, because those guys were a handful in the first half. It changes a little bit with Velasquez not in there, and they have Zacharias up top. He's more of a target man. a little bit more direct. He's not going to create as much as a guy like Velasquez can, but they'll just want to continue getting the ball to those wide men.
Francois Quayle. Taken away. Francois turn to the corner, sends this cross deep and out of play. Goal kick for Carlos Saldana. How about Sacramento? What do you like? What you saw in that first 45, or maybe what you didn't like? Would you like to see them maybe do better?
I mentioned early Jack Gurr getting forward. He almost scored the first goal of the game, hitting the crossbar. But it's his delivery when he gets there. The vision to see Rodrigo Lopez's run at the back post, and he missed on a couple others. But watch for him getting forward. Francois is not going to be tracking him back, so if he takes that little risk, you'll see him getting involved in the attack way more.
And you hear from Jack Gurr is mouth constantly moving, but in a really fun way. He's funny in the locker room. He really is just always making sure everyone's a little bit lighter, having a good time. And those guys in the locker room, they're vital at times, especially when the play on the field backs it up too.
They are, and that doesn't take away from anyone's competitiveness. And you can see him tonight. He's a willing worker, but everything we've heard about him is he's just one of those characters. He's a fun guy, and it really brings a locker room together having those pieces in it.
Emil Quayle, a little bit too heavy of a touch, somehow got it back, and he is dragged down. And I think Sacramento, unfortunate there, as Emil Quayle was flying through. Richie Ryan just got tangled up.
Yeah, it looked like Quayle had lost it, and then Richie Ryan ended up losing it, and Quayle getting fortunate getting the free kick and getting the ball rolling straight away. Sacramento, they want to get on the ball. I think that's something Mark Briggs would have spoke about, is that when we go quick, we can catch them up.
Nick Ross, Dan Casey, a little soft. Desmond, and really nowhere to go with it. So a missed PK and stop. Saldana with a big save in the 8th minute. Snoopé then with a goal in the 27th, and Roro with a PK. The end of the first half, and we are tied at 1, but a couple of other really good chances. I mean, Saldana, 3 other massive saves, and then you had, as you mentioned earlier, Jack Gurr hitting the top crossbar. This could easily be 2-2 even. This has been a high potential scoring match already. It's fun to see in week 1. Diego Luna just so quick off his feet, plays it forward, a little behind Mares, and Felipe is able to clean it up. Luis Felipe, team and defensive player of the year for this squad. Here's Rodrigo Lopez, open space, and it's cleared away. And just to give you an idea of how good Felipe was here in 2021, he had a plus 5.61 goals added mark. That is second best in the USL a season ago. I mean, he got stuck in. He made such an impact when he was on the field. Unfortunately, he had those 14 yellow cards, and toward the end of the season, when it really got crucial, he was out for 2 games. Gurr, look at this ball. Douglas Martinez takes it down off his chest. Back heel, Quayle. Quayle left foot. Couldn't bring it down quick enough and was disturbed by El Paso. But great piece of play here coming from Martinez to Quayle.
A wonderful move. Jack Gurr's the guy who starts it off, a little dink over the top, and Martinez, how clever that back heel is. And it's a difficult chance for Emil Quayle, but great combination. You love to see that. Defender just putting enough pressure on him, not making it easy. It's on his favored left foot there as well.
And Paide was able just to get in front of Quayle to maybe force that a little bit sooner than he wanted to. But how about the no look from Douglas Martinez Jr.? Luna going to play this over the top and out of play. Martinez, Nick Ross. Just watching Nick Ross, he's so calm. He's so deliberate in what he's trying to do. He doesn't try to force things too often.
A nice header by the fan there. Yeah, the crowd loved that.
Yeah.
Go check him for a concussion, though. I don't know. Those balls are hard.
Especially a little bit cooler out there.
Yeah, I think he had a beanie on. He's fine.
He's fine. Yep, Quayle, good step. Martinez goes down, hoping for a call, won't get it, trying to switch the field, but played back as Snoopé finding the new signing in Brockbank, who is into that right back position after John Brown was taken out of the match just before the half. And John Hutchinson, the new head coach for El Paso, spent some time overseas, was with Tacoma, Seattle Sounders 2 for a bit, assistant there, and went to Japan, and he really loved his opportunity in Japan. And we asked him what he will miss the most, and he said the sushi. And unfortunately, Adam, I don't know if you're aware of this, but El Paso is not the mecca of sushi in this country.
It's not. It's not on top of that list.
Yeah, he may have a hard time finding what he found in Japan, but he'll find some good Tex-Mex and barbecue. I can guarantee you that. As on the ground is Martinez.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic career for still a younger coach, and getting this head coaching job was something that he is really excited about. But the assistant role has been in Japan. He was in Japan actually under the current Celtic manager, the Glasgow Celtic manager, Ange, fantastic coach. So he's learned under some good people, and Globetrotting. Yeah, you get to do that with this. It's a global game.
Yeah, and he said he wanted an opportunity, a place that wanted to win, where wins matter. There wasn't just about developing guys. There had to be a combination of both, and he just felt like El Paso was the perfect situation for him, and he was happy that they also wanted him. Look at Roro setting this ball in, second opportunity, and Dan Casey just couldn't set it enough, and it's a goal kick for Evan Newton. And I think as a coach, you end up being promoted and getting other jobs when your teams win, right? So I think if you have a good group behind you and you have a front office that's also willing to put a good product on the field, it's going to be attractive for coaches.
It's also, it's tough coming in, you know. Mark Lowry did a fantastic job with this El Paso team, and he's moved on. He's at Indy 11 now and took a few of their players there. There's also the pressure to meet those expectations, and so it's not just as easy as, oh, you get a lot of these same players. He has to implement his own style, his own system, and from the early looks of it, he's done a great job in throughout the preseason.
Rockbank goes back. I mean, you think about Western Conference Finals appearances the first 2 seasons, and had much similar success like Sacramento had in their early runs, and then last year, great regular season, and they were one of the favorites to end up with the cup at the end, and they fall to Oakland Roots in the opening round, and really a disappointing end to a great year. Luna sliding forward, goes back to his level to Trickery, plays it down low, and Gurr will need to clean this up. Maybe misstruck a bit, and Quayle will try to shield. And back to Brockbank. Into the corner it goes for Sanupe. Sanupe along that touchline, going to go 1v1 here against Desmond. Whips this ball in, takes a one hop into Carlos Saldana. Interesting, the pace a little bit for El Paso has slowed a little bit more, maybe concentrating on possession, trying to find some gaps.
You always feel, though, anytime that ball gets at Diego Luna's feet and he takes on a player, something special can happen. He's definitely got a bright future ahead of him.
Early on, I think you wanted it, from Mark Briggs' perspective, wanted to see more pressure from his guys. I don't think he's been able to have that opportunity yet to really press like he was hoping to. And maybe still early on, I know a couple of guys were slow to get into training, some of the injuries, and maybe that's part of the decision here tonight to not overly press. But I think moving forward, we'll probably see more of that.
I think so, and you see a lot of the opportunities have come tonight when they have gone and won the ball up the field, and Mark knows how beneficial that is. He'd rather win the ball up there than, you know, back towards the goal there. So you'll see plenty more of that, and it is early in the year. Personnel-wise, Francois offside on that one. Personnel-wise, we don't know. This might not be the starting lineup we'll see going forward. Every guy out there has a chance right now, so.
Learn from the best this summer at Republic FC Summer Camps and Clinics presented by Raley's. With 10+ camps across the region, there's something for every kid to enjoy. Additional skills, lifelong memories. You'll take home a t-shirt, a ball, free tickets to an upcoming match, and much more. Camps and clinics. Republic FC website, of course. sure if Quayle would have been onside or not, but here's Felipe moving forward, and he is stuck in. Equalizer plays this ball forward. Now here comes Zacharias. Zacharias tracking. Dan Casey needs to get in front. Zacharias to his right foot just slobs. A little soft there. I think he was trying to maybe find Francois in that back end. Not sure if he was going for goal, but maybe misstruck a little bit and just not able to find target as he was hoping.
Didn't connect with that like he wanted to, but that was a really good opportunity for El Paso. Best they've had in this second half, and Dylan Mayers made such a great late run, and he's disappointed that ball doesn't get slid in his path. And
I think he might, maybe between two, I'm not sure if he was trying to go for goal or maybe setting up a teammate. Nick Ross colliding with Richie Ryan, and we may see yellow for Nick Ross in the game's 4th yellow card. Maybe the 5th yellow card of the night, excuse me, unless we've added more since. Yeah, you're right, Diego Luna did earn one right before, so. That's number 6 actually on the night.
I thought Rodrigo Lopez was maybe showing one when he was brandishing those cards at the end of the half, but maybe not. Yeah, just Luna. So.
This is the only sport where it's a little dicey on who actually got the yellow card, unless you're the extra referee who's in every other sport. It's very clear.
Yes.
A quick move on the right side. Sanupe trying to play it for it. Brockbank's in front of him. He's got up guy Sosa. And good defending here. Rodrigo Lopez into the ad boards, and a goal kick for Sacramento.
Almost hitting an hour mark here, and that's when you'll start seeing maybe a little heavy legs. The game might get a little bit more stretched, and that's when both coaches will be looking towards the bench, and that's where Sacramento has a little bit in favor, because they haven't had to make those 2 early substitutes that John Hutchinson had to do. So plenty of fresh legs on both. So we'll see if they start diving into the bench soon.
Yeah, you hope to see Sebastian Velasquez back. Hopefully that's just maybe a little ping and didn't feel good. But the way that he came off, there wasn't contact after going down midway through the first. You just hope that's nothing serious. And he is a big piece to the success of El Paso. 1-1 match here. Sanupe and Roro each with a goal. And last time these two teams met here in Sacramento was in September of 2019. It was El Paso at the death, able to get a goal in the 91st minute. And that would send home Sacramento, and El Paso on their way with 3 points. Diego Luna and company building. Felipe just enough on that backside to break it up. And Hutchinson was hoping for a foul call. El Paso retaining possession. Luna turning to his left foot, trying to get back to his right, crosses in, and this one's deflected away. Gurr and Nick Ross will send it clear, and Sacramento fans loving the effort here on defense. Here's Quayle. Quayle fighting for it, and Sacramento again seeing this El Paso side get in behind and get a good look at it. Francois against Gurr. Francois looking to his right, trying to find some room. He'll dump it off to Marez. Brockbank, Sanupe. Brockbank again. And El Paso will take their time here. Hayeda moving forward. It's the longest possession we've seen from any team tonight. Ball's over the top, a little miscommunication. I try to dink this one into the back of the net. El Paso sneaking through. Saldana came way outside the 6. And Sacramento escaping again as Zacharias with another opportunity for the substitute.
A glorious chance for him. There's a little hesitancy at the back between as the goalie coming for it. Dan Casey's not sure, and Zacharias puts it over the bar, and Republic fans will get a new face here coming in soon. Zico Lewis, he's going to be an exciting player. He really is. He's getting up to pace. He's getting fully fit.
And he is one of the biggest signings in all of USL Championship this season. You know, out of Charleston, where he had 19 goals, 18 assists in 73 appearances, and 2-time player of the year for that club. What an addition to the Sacramento team, and you're bringing him off the bench tonight. Says a lot about where the depth of this team is, and it lies in the midfield. Quayle's been really battling tonight with Andrew Fox. And Andrew Fox, this one takes a deflection, and Gurr has that ball into Evan Newton. Republic finished up their preseason by taking on Monterey Bay, a 3-2 win here. And Roro with a goal. You had Quayle with a goal. And Martinez with a penalty kick. LaGrossa with an assist on a warm afternoon in spring here. And what a way to finish. I mean, they really had a good preseason despite not having all the pieces for each of those matches. Nick Ross. Roro looking for some space, going to send it to Martinez. Martinez going against Paeta. And Paeta with a little bit of a shove. And Elton Garcia not falling for it, maybe a bit much. And so here's the substitution. So Nick Ross comes out, Zico Lewis. And Nick Ross also trying to get fully fit. So it's interesting to see these early substitutions. A little bit more offensive minded here. And I wonder what that does for the offense. Does that bring Roro back? They've sort of been playing a 4-2-3-1 now that we've seen them. So maybe it's still with LaGrossa, Felipe, Zico, Quayle, and Lopez, and Martinez up top. Is really what we've seen most of the night anyway.
Yeah, it's so Zico's a guy who you want the ball at his feet. He's a guy they looked at last year and felt like there weren't enough guys who could change a game. You need those difference makers, and he's one of them that Mark Briggs will be telling them, get on the ball, see what you can make happen. Can you get Douglas runs? Can you get the ball to Emil? So let's have a look. Hopefully it's a great debut in the next 30 minutes.
At a Spanish Port, Bermuda, 27 years of age. And Zico Lewis hoping to put a stamp on this match, which was frenetic in that first 45 minutes, really 50 minutes with the stoppage time. And a 1-1 at the break, and it stayed that way. Both teams a little bit more slower and trying to hold on possession a bit longer. Here's Diego Luna moving quickly. El Paso out to the right to Francois. Francois being marked by Gurr. This one's played back to the middle, looking for a chance for Zacharias. And Roro able to just take it away quickly. Matt LaGrossa, look at this ball. Sosa, he's got Zico. Lewis's first touch in a Republic uniform. Brockbank is there. Lewis looking for a man, has Sosa off to his left. He goes down, and no call coming from Elton Garcia. Diego Luna now looking to counter. Matt LaGrossa and company need to get back. This ball's played out to the right side. Looking for a chance, El Paso working in. Diego Luna, quick first step, play to the center, misplayed, stopped by Saldana, stopped again by Sacramento. El Paso was hoping for maybe a hand call. And you have Douglas Martinez down on the other end.
Wow.
What a stop by Carlos Saldana, and right now, man of the match, no doubt about it. He has been spectacular tonight. A little bit of a breakdown.
I think it was that left leg again, the one he saved the penalty kick with. You see Luna's got it, and
there's Sanupe.
It was that same left shin, I think, twice.
And then look, Grossa got it out of there.
Yeah, they were looking for a handball on that follow-up from LaGrossa, and they had a fair claim for it too. It's his arms in and close enough to his body, but that's a worrying sight for Sacramento. Douglas Martinez is down on the other end of the box, and looks like he's in some pain.
And a couple more substitutions likely coming for Republic. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Hopefully this is a bit minor as well. You really hate to see guys go down early in the season, especially in week 1. And we've seen 2 for El Paso, and now for Sacramento, it's Douglas Martinez who's slow. And we do have another substitution for Republic. The Republic FC mobile app, your home on match day with updated features, including easier navigation, in-app entertainment, and live stats, bringing all the match day excitement right to the palm of your hand. Download on the App Store or Google Play today. I think Martinez okay. I think he took a shot to the ribs. He's dirty holding midfielders and defenders. You would never do something like that.
No, of course not.
Yeah, not really quite sure what the collision was there with Martinez. I don't. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of opportunities, both clubs here tonight. It is really kept you on your toes all evening long.
I think for Sacramento, they would have been real disappointed if El Paso had scored on that, because it looked like Zico Lewis was fouled when he was dribbling in that crowd of players. So fortunately, they don't have to worry about that. And Carlos Ordana stepped up, made a big save again.
Diego Luna almost setting his team up with the second goal, and it would have been Sinupe's second of the night. And another big save from Carlos Saldana. Francois. Played through the middle for El Paso. Brockbank has a bit of space. LaGrassa will come to cut him off. Brockbank to his left, and it is Diego Luna one more time. Inside the 18 now. Gerd trying to hold him close. Back to Brockbank. Bank trying to make something happen. And now it's Francois to his left. Francois will send a cross in, and it's deflected away by Sacramento. Quayle will clear, and that will bring in an opportunity for a quick throw from El Paso.
Once again, the ball's at that man's feet, Diego Luna. El Paso just, they seem dangerous anytime he gets on the ball.
Sacramento's trying to get this ball upfield into the possession of El Paso here for quite too long. Step in by Gurr. Emil Quayle now trying to keep possession as Roro has a bit of room. Roro's going to send this ball upfield, and the El Paso's Brockbank right in the position where he's able to retain possession one more time. Little pressure coming. Felipe goes in hard to Richie. No whistle. And there's bodies flying everywhere. And Zico Lewis, his whistle. It's been a physical match out of Muffet. There's no doubt about that.
It is. I was almost really well done by Luis Felipe. He's noticed the ball's kind of checked up on the bunt to Richie Ryan and applying pressure straight away, but ball just doesn't fall in Sacramento's favor.
Here's Francois. Gurr able to break it up. Francois back outside the 18. Will circle around. And comes to Fox. Misstruck by Richie Ryan. Combination here. Zico Lewis, little too heavy. Excuse me, that was Douglas Martinez. Well, hot off the press, grab the latest threads from the Republic team store. Shop hoodies, t-shirts, headwear, and much more for the 2022 season. You can shop online. It's these kind of nights where you bring the kids at them and you say, you want to bring your sweatshirt? They said, no, we're fine. And then this halftime hits, and then what happens?
Yeah, sitting there in their shorts and t-shirt, freezing. Yeah, I've been in those situations several times.
Hey, where are you at halftime?
Yes, yeah, I am at that team store. There you go. There's a hoodie and a blanket, and some pants.
Luna run along that left side. Quayle tracking from behind, trying to squeeze it through to Fox. Francois and company still just peppering Republic. Roro has it taken away by Rich Ryan. Ryan to his left. Little deflection from Luna. Luna back with Felipe. Felipe trying to bring this ball down. Just, you're right. It is a firm ball because that thing is just bouncing off this turf here. Sosa. And Sosa has the wheels. Can he stay in bounds? keeps possession again, back and forth. El Paso stayed with it, and they'll earn it back.
Just no help for Sosa there. You see, he wins possession of the ball, and there's nobody giving him an outlet. You know, when you win that ball, you just want to quickly get it to one of your teammates, and just didn't have any options there.
Quickly, Luna trying to thread through, trying to draw some contact. And one of the best 18-year-olds in the country is trying to
Ezekiel Lewis is making a great run here.
Here's Cuello. Is he onside? Able to bring it back, being held a bit. Roro has some room, looking for Martinez. He's got Cuello trailing. Gurr's on the other side, back to Roro. Roro finding Gurr. Gurr on the right side. Gurr takes a big swing, and it's deflected. I think Gurr was hoping for a run there.
He's disappointed at that one, Jack Gurr. The ball just kind of got stuck under his feet a bit, and he's tried to drill it across the face of the box, and good recovery by Andrew Fox.
Right back to Gurr. Can somebody make a run? Another deflection from Andrew Fox. 15 appearances last year for El Paso. He's found him spot here in a starting role to start the year. Gurr, Roro. Gurr in a little bit of trouble. Gurr's trying to get out of it. Just plays this ball through his Martinez. And it's broken up again on that back line for El Paso.
Great ball once again by Jack Gurr. It looked like he'd nothing left, and he's put a dangerous ball in the box. Martinez unable to react to it.
And these two teams, this has been a fun one. They'll match up again on May 18th in West Texas, where this is a club that lost only one match all year, and that was the playoff game against Oakland.
That was a shock last season. There was a few of them also. Rodrigo Lopez, Rio Grande Valley knocking out Phoenix. That was another upset in the playoffs. That was a fun viewing.
When you look at how good they've been at Southwest University Park in El Paso, 23 games undefeated, and went 13-0-3 last season in the regular season, of course. And that's what's a bit difficult about playoffs. Anything can happen. Cuello, good step. Roro to his left. Cuello may go for gold. It's blocked. And a tough angle to Douglas Martinez. And look at Jack Gurr. And this will be a throw for Sacramento. Paso tried to go quick. Interesting for El Paso, too. This is a team that had an interesting last warm-up as they took on San Antonio. Didn't realize. And here's Cuello trying to turn the corner. Cuello is pushed down and no call. Thought they'd be taking on San Antonio. Evan Newton told us that they weren't told that it was going to be a bunch of academy players who were mostly the age of 15 and 16. So they go on to win that one 7-0. But Evan Newton was telling us, well, at least our coach didn't say anything, because he fears that had they done that, they probably wouldn't have shown up and really played as hard as they could. Here's Cuello now looking for an opportunity for Douglas Martinez on that backside. Sosa working in. Sosa going to go for goal, and Sosa just off that back net. And unfortunately, the other side of the crowd thought that was in the net. But good build-up and pressure from Sacramento, leading to good things.
Good things there. Sosa, he thought about heading it the first time it popped out to him, took a touch and got it on his left foot and hit the wrong net, I should say. That's why I
threw side of it anyway.
Yeah, the wrong side of it.
I'm not mad about what we've seen from Sacramento here. We've seen El Paso impose their will, own possession in the attack. Now Republic, we're able to switch it here for a couple minutes.
They've been winning the ball here. You see the pressure. They've been winning the ball high up. Evan Newton's had a few at his feet that Sacramento's intercepted. So that's why they're able to get in these positions they're getting into.
Well, look at Roro. I mean, here you are, 34 years of age, and he looks as fit as we've seen him in years, and he's up at the top of the press. Diego Luna. Play this ball to Francois. Francois trying to turn on it. Francois going to dump it off again, a little bit too late. And Emil Cuello is just brought down by Andrew Fox. I guess I don't always understand why yellows are given and why they are not. That's a bit. I don't know.
That part of the field, you know, it's like there's nothing going to be going there. So usually the refs will let that one fly. You know, he knows the ball's going out. Nothing too malicious in it either.
It looked worse in real time. So anyway, Martinez maybe pushed up a little bit. Cuello, though, I love the way that we've seen Cuello moving forward here. Almost was sucked back a little bit too long. Here's Rodrigo Lopez trying to head it down, trying to find Martinez. Paide was right there again. How about Sosa? The wheels on Sosa has been something special tonight. Gurr trying to get somebody back on side, trying to find Douglas Martinez here. And Cuello is able to get back to it. Turnover. A couple of substitutions on the way for El Paso here, as there's some tired legs. And here comes Eric Cavillo, a star for Orange County, and the cup-winning Orange County Soccer Club a season ago. And of course, through the earthquakes, he was sent out on loan, had an opportunity, and decided to give El Paso a chance. And so far, really liking it. And you're also going to see Noah Coutinho, an academy player, 18 years of age, and then Nick Hines, all coming in for El Paso Locomotive here as soon as there's an opportunity.
Might not be seeing Coutinho there. They might be changing that up. Well, we'll definitely see Hines, and we'll see Calvillo coming into the game right now.
That's the worst. There is nothing worse than you think you're going in and you're brought back. So maybe because of an injury, and that is sort of the issue, right? Is that they have 5 substitutions. They've used 2. They're going to use 2 more, and still with 12 minutes to go here, I don't know if John Hutchinson wants to use all 5 substitutions in case somebody can't go, but who knows?
I think he's going to be bringing in Eder Borelli. Might be coming in, just switching it up, going a little more defensive there.
So Eder Borelli out of Mexico, the 31-year-old veteran, 31 appearances, 1 goal and 3 assists for El Paso. So Eric Cavillo, Nick Hines, and Borelli all in for the Locomotive, who have used all 5 substitutions with about 12 minutes here to play. And so Paide evening is over. And so Cavillo in for Dylan Maris. And Cavillo is also another player that we saw in Reno, a couple of matches when he was on loan with San Jose Earthquakes. Here's Berretti. Imagine you might move over Fox into a center back position, and I think that's what they're going to do, and then put Berretti at that left back position.
Calvillo coming in. I got to speak to him before the match. A former teammate of mine at the New York Cosmos, which was in 2015, I believe, maybe 2016. And so I asked him his age. I forgot how old he was, but he's still only 24. So he must have been 17 when we were teammates. I wasn't 17, but great to see him. He's really done well. He went to San Jose and didn't get too many minutes, but spent some time at Reno. Really changed the dynamic at Orange County when he joined there last year, and obviously helped lead them to a championship. So good to see him today.
And Cavillo, from what I hear, led that 2016 Cosmos team to a title. First place finish.
Well, I don't know. There was another guy who scored about 6 penalty kicks that year. So I don't know. He's some Scottish guy.
Yeah.
I need to look that one up.
Yeah. So we do have a substitution for Sacramento as well, as Saldana will playing this right up the spine. Cut back off. Here's turning now. Zacharias looking for an edge. Here comes a chance for El Paso, keeping it low as Cavillo.
Almost an Instant impact by Calvillo once again. It's Saldana a little bit sloppy with the giveaway. It's both goalkeepers have been victim of that tonight.
So Emil Quayle, really strong performance here. 80 minutes in, he'll be replaced by the 30-year-old Spaniard Keiko, and I am very excited to see this young man. 13 years in Spain and Italy, played in La Liga, famously for Atletico Madrid. Great personality, really good on the ball, crafty. Let's see what Keiko can do here as a late substitution for Sacramento. So all 5 substitutes being used for El Paso. Still chances here for Mark Briggs to make some changes if you'd like. Played up top. Look at this from Zico Lewis. Didn't have a full preseason, but he is in there now as a substitute and hoping to put his stamp on this game along with Keiko. Again, we talk about the depth of that midfield. Here's another piece that just came in. You had Zico Lewis and Keiko, 2 potential starters coming off the bench tonight. Sosa has defended well tonight along that left side. It's been quite a challenge for him and Jack Gurr. Diego Luna playing to the right side. Sanupe again. Sanupe crossing this ball in, broken up by Matt LaGrassa. Roro earning the foul. How about Matt LaGrassa coming back? 16 season here was his rookie year. Didn't get a lot of time. We weren't really quite sure what you'd see. 13 appearances. Had a good start. And then he goes over to Nashville. Or excuse me, I think Reno after that. First Reno. Started to get some more run. Got more experience. Played with Luis Felipe back then. And then really just took off with his time with Nashville. And there's a collision in the open field. And Mark Briggs is furious that is on Douglas Martinez. But for Matt LaGrassa, some MLS experience, and he's become a really top-notch holding midfielder. I think it's a great get for Sacramento to have him back.
It is. Not only is he a local guy, but he's someone who's proven himself in the MLS. He gets lots of minutes there in the USL with the Nashville team there, and also with Reno. So he offers that experience, and he's just a calming presence in there as well. So that's maybe something we did lack last year. As a whole, that experience. So great having him here, and I know his family's delighted to have him back.
Grew up in Elk Grove and went to the greatest school of all time,
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts. Well, maybe, I don't know, but that must have been after Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Look at this ball. Look at Martinez, open field, 1v1. Yes. Douglas Martinez. Goal Sacramento. It's 2-1 here at home in opening weekend.
We are gonna see plenty more of that from this man. What a fantastic, cool, composed finish from that through ball by Sosa. Oh, the players are loving it. 2-1. 5 minutes left to play. This crowd loves it too. Well, I mean, this outside of the right foot from Sosa, perfectly weighted, and just Douglas Martinez just waits, he waits. The goalkeeper takes one step one way. 2-1 Sacramento.
Douglas Martinez bursting onto the scene here and showing Mark Briggs and all of these fans why they brought him here to Sacramento. I'll tell you what, Mark Briggs said he can be the best player in all of USL. Made a case for that goal right there. That was world class. Adam Moffat made it look easier than it was. He's got behind that back line. It was composed enough to settle that in and put it in the back of the net. A gut punch, however, to El Paso here. You could say they probably outplayed Sacramento for most of the night here. And I'll tell you what, they're the ones down a goal and leading something here late in this one to tie it up. Still plenty of time. Keiko battling along the touchline there. Not over yet. Still 5+ minutes to go here at Heart Health Park. A Martinez goal, a Roro goal coming from behind after Sanupe was able to put one in midway through the first half. A big stop now going all the way back to that 8th minute. Don't forget Carlos Saldana denying Richie Ryan that penalty kick, which was absolutely massive for the momentum and how this game would play out for the next 90+ minutes. You had 50 minutes total in that first half. We'll probably see about 3 or 4 here in this second. A quick throw in for Cavill. Zico Lewis able to get a foot to it, and this ball's played up. Martinez not done putting the pressure on. This ball's floated up over the top. Sosa's got to get back. This is going to be offside as the flag goes up. Sacramento with a revamped look here after adding so many new pieces. Just 7 players returning from a season ago, 4 of them starting. Mario Panagos and Rafa Hadagi and Duke Lacroix, the other 3. Duke injured, and the other 2 on the bench tonight. So a completely different roster from what we saw a season ago. Well, drinking tonight, be sure to choose a sober way to go and get home safely. Brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety. Jack Gurr looking for a handball, Mark Briggs, and there is the handball call coming a bit late.
Keiko getting the yellow card there as well, so put that, add that to the list. How many is that now? Is that 8 or 9 players?
Sometimes you got to get in the scorebook any way you can.
Anyway, that was always my. Unfortunately, it was too many red cards at times.
Yeah.
Going for a yellow went a little bit too far.
Both these teams back in action next week. The Republic head down south to San Diego to take on the Loyal. El Paso will host El Mexico. Well, look at that from Zico Lewis. And look at Martinez smartly putting this into the corner and just trying to kill this game clock. Does a Superman. And it will be a last touch by, or maybe a foul on Martinez. Either way, he's just trying to kill this clock as he looked up and saw 88 minutes. Who has stood out to you for Sacramento tonight?
I think the man who just put the ball in the back of the net about 5 minutes ago really has. He's worked tirelessly, and at times he's just not getting the service. But that just shows you he's going to keep going. He's going to keep harassing. We saw the foul that was given just a couple minutes before the goal was scored, where he's just a step off there, and putting pressure on the defenders. And I'm glad he got that reward. So great performance by Douglas Martinez.
Emil Quails looked really good this night too. Look at this here, chance from Keiko trying to turn this, might be deflected in. Did it cross the line? The follow-up from Zico Lewis. I think it crossed the line, and I don't know if they'll get a review of it. And Sacramento may have been robbed a goal, and Evan Newton and El Paso may have caught a big break, and Martinez Douglas is fired up, and rightfully so. I think it crossed the line. And now El Paso charging back the other way as Keiko will give chase to Brockbank. Unbelievable series of events there. And I'm not sure if Evan Newton got to it. Either way, it was very close. Diego Luna, here's a chance to the white side. Here goes Cavill. Eric Cavill. Paul played low. Here's Fanupe. He's broken up by Lee Desmond. Everybody trying to go down and draw a foul here, and this ball from Matt LaGrossa sent away. And now here comes Douglas Martinez playing it forward in open space. He's got a teammate running with him to his left. Plays to his left. Here's Keiko. Keiko, the crowd is up. Keiko! It goes to his left, to his right, back to his right again. Keiko with a world-class performance all the way down the spine. Douglas Martinez finding him in stride, and this Sacramento team is rolling here in week 1.
Keiko makes it 3. Douglas Martinez, we just spoke about him. He's working hard all night, and once again, he's pivotal in that goal. We see him breaking away, breaks a couple challenges. He could have easily gone down on the first challenge, rides it, gets his head up. Keiko, great run. And at this point, Keiko, he's got all the time in the world. So many things going through your mind. Touch it past the goalie. Slots in the back of the net. 3-1 Republic. The disappointment as well of thinking they just scored before that, to say, that's all right, let's go do it for real this time.
El Paso is a top-notch club. Evan Newton, you can make the argument, maybe one of the best goalkeepers in the entire league. And you're putting a real big exclamation point already on this first week by Sacramento. El Paso dominated possession for much of this game. They've had some really good looks. Saldana's come up with spectacular saves. And now your substitute, Keiko, comes up in a big way, flying down the spine. 13 years in Spain and Italy. I think he learned a thing or two. That was composure, folks.
That was composure. A lesser experienced player would probably not have rounded the goalie there and just coolly slotted it in with his left foot.
I mean, El Paso just looks a bit knocked down. I mean, they just, you can just see it. Like, how did this just happen? We had the PK that was stopped. We had a couple opportunities. You had another kick save from Carlos Saldana in this half.
Yeah. I think you look at El Paso had the best opportunities kind of to build the lead, and they didn't capitalize on them. They've left that door open. John Hutchinson was disappointed with the last goal. He felt Douglas Martinez handballed it as he broke away, and he's letting the fourth official, he's letting the referee know all about that. But sometimes you don't get those calls, and it was very well capitalized on by the Republic.
Those are the type of goals, I think, when the turnover of this club and what they wanted to see, it's this type of two plays we saw from Martinez again to Keiko, but those two plays in particular stand out to me, things that just didn't convert in 2021.
Definitely. It's how swift that action just happened right there. Martinez winning it, Keiko making the run. Very exciting to watch, and I know the fans have really appreciated it here.
And now it's kill the clock time for Sacramento with 5 minutes of stoppage time added to this, which is brought to you by Rayleigh's. Earn points every time you shop. Sign up today at Rayleigh's.com. Man of the match. I don't know. This has been a really nice team performance overall. I mean, the pace of Sinupe and Cristiano Francois was not easy to deal with, especially in week one, and a team in the back line that had not been together at all during the preseason to come out here tonight and play the way they did and just hang on enough. Bend but don't break, and they showed that resilience, and it has paid off and allowed those front guys to make plays. This guy's been good as well. I can't wait to see more of Jack Curran hit the balls that he'll serve in to that attacking front. We may have a substitution for Sacramento if the opportunity allows for it. Cavillo. Interesting talking to Eric Cavillo and asking him why did he end up in El Paso, and he just said, it got too expensive to live down in Southern California with his girlfriend. He just said, it's a little bit different when you're just rooming with the guys and you have the housing that the clubs provide you, but when you've got a significant other, it's a little bit tougher. And so he chose El Paso just because they could actually afford to live together.
Well, there's other factors that come into it.
And also it was a good club, and part of it's not the only place you could live in the country, but was a good opportunity for him, and after hoisting the cup, he's trying to get his way back to MLS. Here's Keiko again. Keiko making a run. Keiko being brought down, and here comes Douglas Martinez into the corner, and he'll probably just hold this here as long as he can. Great job there by Keiko, and there is the whistle. And double fist from the captain, Rodrigo Lopez. He's pumped up about this victory, and rightfully so. A big-time win from this Republic side in week one. Roro, Martinez, Keiko, all with goals here tonight. And an El Paso team that played really well, but unable to get point here on the road. Our Western Health Advantage man of the match, Douglas Martinez.
Yes, thoroughly deserved, and the icing on the cake, getting that assist towards the end. Great team performance, but he's the man that stood out. And we saw at the end of the game, we never got to see him come in, number 46, Chase Tannen. Would have been his debut. It's his birthday as well, the academy kid. He was ready to come in, so happy birthday to Chase. Hopefully we'll see him on the field at some point here soon.
I'm sure we'll see him soon enough. Also, this man, Carlos Saldana, you can make a case man of the match as well. I think he allowed this team to stay in it, to keep that momentum high. It could have been 2-0 quite easily, El Paso early on, and that changes the dynamic of what El Paso probably does the rest of the way.
It definitely does, and massive night from him. Great save in the penalty kick, and a few fantastic others.
3-1 Sacramento post-game show coming up next.
This is the look of a boy who had no hope of walking. A boy who had his spine rebuilt before he was born. A boy who now stays on his feet and keeps mom on her toes. UC Davis Health. From the extraordinary to the routine, we're discovering healthy and changing real people's lives right here in the Sacramento region. UC Davis Health. Discovering healthy.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012. Because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
Yeah, the good vibes are flowing here at Heart Health Park after a 3-1 victory by the Sacramento Republic. What a way to start the 2022 campaign. Well, let's see how it all went down early on. El Paso looking good right out of the gate on their front studs. They were flying forward, had a really good look early on. A stop by Saldana, and then here in the 9th minute, able to draw a penalty. Sanupe, a wonderful night, gold star for him.
Yeah, the way this game started, when you saw they got a penalty kick earlier, like, oh, could be a long night for the Republic. The way Sanupe and Francois came out, great save. Saldana, 19th minute, Jack Gurr, what a hit. I mean, that is not far. I mean, that goes in, that's a contender for goal of the season already.
Yeah. Just a few minutes into the whole year, 27th minute, Sanupe. It was going to be hard to slow him down, and Diego Luna just dumps this off perfectly, and not much you can do about that. As Carlos Saldana gives up his first goal of the 2022 campaign. Unless you're about 7-7, I don't know who's stopping that one. And then this one, big play of the game. Coming late, Evan Newton decides to make contact with Rodrigo Lopez, and Roro. It's going to be rare to see him miss a PK. 1-1 heading into halftime. El Paso owned possession. They had probably the better looks in that first half, better shots on goal. Didn't matter. Look at this, another save. Sanupe could have had a hat trick tonight. And this one just not able to find the net either. Saldana getting big. That's why he has a starting nod. Yep. Republic flying through. Keiko gets this break going. How about this from Sosa? Finding his man, Douglas Martinez, on that right side.
Beautiful finish. What a ball by Sosa, and we said it, just so composed, so calm. He's been waiting to get into those opportunities all night, and then he turns provider. As we see, this was the one, it was almost over the line. It was questionable.
Let's take a look.
I think Evan Newton.
Oh, it is. Evan Newton gets away with one.
That was close.
El Paso could have been down 3-1 then. Well, here is when Keiko burst out Douglas Martinez. You could feel the crowd just rising with number 42 as he got in stride here.
Yeah, Mankeko does the rest. Really, really nice play. Runs Evan Newton, slots in the back of the net. 3-1.
Let's take a look at our post-game stats here. And 3-1, shots 11, 4 on target. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. Their conversion rate, pretty darn good. Possession here, we talked about it. El Paso really decided to slow things down on this end of the field. Tried to see if they could take advantage, finding some gaps. They did. They just couldn't put it at the back of the net at the end of the day. So it is Sacramento in week 1 with 3 points. El Paso, I think they're going to feel a little bit robbed that they didn't get a point after the way they played was pretty high level. Here's what we got coming up, though, Adam Moffett. What are you doing next weekend?
I'll be watching a game against San Diego, I think.
Well, I hope you'll be there with me. So then we got Tulsa at home. That's on a Sunday in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's a day game. That's the one my family likes to get to.
I agree. A lot of kids here on those days. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And then Monterey Bay on April 2nd and Orange County on the road in Rio Grande Valley. So great opportunity here for Sacramento to start off the season in a real strong way. That is your upcoming schedule, brought to you by Western Health Advantage. Final thoughts here for Adam Moffett.
Fantastic way to end the season.
Absolutely. It was a
start
great
the
way
season,
to
actually. End the game, start the season.
And just a brilliant performance, you know, all the way, just gutted it out. Sacramento with some really gutsy play and some fantastic finishes on both sides. Sacramento Republic, 3 points. They'll go to the top of the conference after this week 1 win. Another big one coming up next. I want to thank our entire crew here in Sacramento. For Adam Moffett, I'm Rob McAllister. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.